he said something about the most meaningful changes can sometimes happen when you choose calm versus chaos. But that really kind of spoke to me, and I was like, yeah, wow, that's such a good reminder for me, because I often choose chaos or like choose to do more because I think it'll make me successful. But like sometimes the rest is what brings you the idea of like where you need to go and brings you the clarity of like who you want to be. Hello and welcome to episode 98 of Working Towards Our Purpose. In today's episode, we're going to talk about not wanting to be a high achiever anymore. But before we get into that, we're going to take a moment like we always do, slow down and just check in with ourselves, see where we're at today. Alrighty, hopefully you got a second to get calm and see how you're feeling today. For me, I was feeling pretty not good this morning, pretty bad. And I was able to pick my guitar up for a little bit of time, and that really made me feel better. It always seems to. Yeah, just not feeling good. Like last night and today, not even really sure why. But yeah, just playing some music really helped change my mindset, get myself out of a negative loop. So yeah, reminder to do the things that you love. But yeah, so getting into today's episode, the term high achiever. What it's such an interesting term. Like I guess I've always kind of identified with it, but I never really thought like why. And I've been doing that. I've been thinking about it a lot recently for some reason. It came up in therapy the other day. And I was like sort of frustrated at the term like high achiever, and I was like, I don't want to be that anymore. So what is a high achiever? Like, what does it mean to you? To me, I guess it always meant like you were trying hard and like you were trying to do your best all the time. And, you cared about what you did and you wanted to be the best that you could. But I think oftentimes it's like a comparison thing where you're comparing yourself to the people around you. And I was never like, I guess, a high achiever in school because I was never like that great in school. But yeah, I don't even really know where I like first identified with the term, but I guess certainly since like starting like side businesses and like thinking about how to be successful outside of corporate America, I've definitely like always been like, oh yeah, I like working a lot is like a good thing, and like being a high achiever is a good thing. And I guess I'm starting to see the negative sides of that term high achiever. And well, first off, you're comparing yourself to others, and that's never helpful for your mental health, for my mental health. So I think that's one thing. But like I guess what really started all this was like I'm noticing a pattern in myself that I don't want to adhere to anymore, and it's the pattern of always keeping myself busy and always making myself do things. And because like, when you're doing like your own thing, side business, a podcast like this, music, like you're always setting your own standards of doing things. I told myself that I need to put out an episode a week. Like nobody's telling me to do that. But for me, it feels like it has to be done. And again, I set that standard, but I get to this point where like I kind of burn myself out, and I'm not sure why I do that. And yeah, I've just been sort of like burnt out and like sick and tired of like always forcing myself to do something. Like I'd like to rest. Like I'm finding that my body wants to rest, or like my mind wants to rest, to let go and to be able to like find the next thing. I feel very much like sort of in a transition phase, maybe just letting go of old ideas of myself, which, is not new. I've been doing that for a while. It kind of comes and goes. And I think like when you're finding who you are, which I think I still am, which is okay because there's no time limit on it, that you're always kind of adjusting. And yeah, I'm just noticing that like I don't like this high achiever idea that I have of myself. And it's not like I called myself this and like it was like an outwardly thing, but it was more so an inwardly feeling that I felt like I had to go and do these things because I'm somebody who gets things done and who, yeah, I don't know, just does too many things. And one indication was, like the other day I was doing some music work with my friend, and at the end of it, we kind of just talked and like checked in, and I realized how like frustrated I was, and like my patience had been short, and we got to talking, and we slowed down, and we had a nice conversation, and I was able to like express like how I've been feeling, and I didn't even realize it. Like that's crazy. I didn't even realize like I've been. I don't know. That's so weird to me. Like I need to be. No, I'm not going to say that. I would like to be a little bit more in tune, I guess, with that. But anyways, I was grateful for the moment because it showed me like how much I like force myself to do things. Like how I never have a quiet moment. I'm always doing something, or I'm always thinking about the thing that I need to be doing. Especially with this podcast, like with all the stuff that I like, the reels and like the YouTube shorts and stuff like that. Like I don't enjoy any of that, but I think that I have to do it. So I think I've said before, I'm going to get to episode 100 of this podcast, and then I'm going to take a bit of a hiatus, and just think about like what's not working for me, and like not the things that you have to do or that I make myself do because I think I have to, but like thinking about what gives back to me, and how can I do it in a way that's, again, sustainable. I always talk about how you can do things sustainably, but yeah, anyways, I just realized in this conversation with my friend that I'm like, I can't relax. And I almost like said that pridefully, like, oh, I can never relax. I need to do things. But like, I'm deciding that like, I don't want that anymore. Like, I don't want to not be able to relax. Like that's terrible. Your body needs to relax. You need sleep. You need a relax from work. Like, even if it's not paid work, it's like, it's still work. Like, and because sometimes I don't get paid for the work that I do, for most of the work that I do, I see it as like not being good enough yet. Like I need to keep doing it in order to make it quote unquote successful. And like, I know these things in theory don't make sense, but it's still just like old patterns that I fall into. And yeah, I don't know. I want something different. And I think that it's hard. It's hard to change old patterns that you've kept your whole life, or that you've fallen into your whole life, or that you've felt were your identity your whole life. And it takes effort to make that change. And it takes a lot of like mental energy, a lot of push and pull of like, yes, I want this change. And then the next 5 minutes you're like, well, that means you're lazy and you should be doing more work. Like it's because you haven't, the back and forth, like, I don't know if you've ever felt that, the familiarness of your old self versus your new self, or the person that you'd like to be. So yeah, change is hard. And I feel like, yeah, this is part of a transition of like not taking this identity of high achiever anymore, and much more just trying to exist more calmly and more peacefully. And I heard this thing recently. There's this guy on Instagram that plays guitar that I like, and he writes these like little sort of, I don't know, motivational or just like thoughts that are like kind of in line with this podcast. And he said something about like the most meaningful changes can sometimes happen when you choose calm versus chaos. And I'm shortening that. It wasn't exactly written like that, but that really kind of spoke to me. And I was like, yeah, wow, that's such a good reminder for me. because I often choose chaos or like choose to do more because I think it'll make me successful. But like sometimes the rest is what brings you the idea of like where you need to go and brings you the clarity of like who you want to be. So yeah, I think that's kind of like, it reminded me of like high achiever, because like I guess the high achiever in me would be like, oh, we got to do more. We have to wake up early. We have to go do all these other things. We have to do 7 different things, so it gives you, you know, more chances of success or whatever. And yeah, I want to choose more calm versus chaos. And you know, there's obviously a time to work hard and all that, but yeah, like rest is so important. And another thing that happened recently that I think that that goes in line with this episode is like, yesterday I was doing some work. I was at my job, and we were in a park, and this is random, but I'm not going to give all the details. Anyways, I was waiting for like my coworker to go to the bathroom, like at this public bathroom in this park, and I just sat by a tree. It was like a really cool old looking tree, and I was like, "Whoa, this is a cool tree." And and I just like leaned on it and like looked up through the branches, and it was like super pretty. And for a moment I heard like this, I guess, voice or thought, and it was like, wow, it feels good to rest or to do nothing. Like it feels good to do that. And I think I was probably only able to do that because I was like on the clock, still getting like paid. So it wasn't totally like doing nothing. But yeah, it was like that was an interesting thought to me. That was like a shocking thought. I was like, yeah, wow, dang, I really need to find out how I can find more rest and just exist. Like, because that feels good. And a lot of times I don't give myself that opportunity to go and rest or to go do nothing in a park. I got to read a book, or I got to like do something productive. And I always just have to be doing something. And I don't know if you can relate with that, but that's kind of what I mean with high achievers. Like I always feel like I have to be doing something that's productive or learning or helpful. And it's really hard for me to just do nothing and relax and without numbing, like, because it's different than like, you know, just binge watching TV or YouTube or whatever. To me, that feels different. That's not rest. That's like agitating my nervous system. But just going outside, like it reminded me how important it is for me to be outside, and maybe that's a good place to start, is going outside and trying to rest and not bringing a book, just like looking at the trees or the birds or something. So yeah, hopefully this made sense. I feel like there wasn't a super straight like strategic strategy to this episode, but it's part of I think where I'm going, of just like letting go a bit, trying to lose some of the control of things, and yeah, trying to not always be doing something, and you know, trying to rewrite like the story that I have for myself of being a high achiever, and being like, you know what, I don't want that anymore. I would rather have calm and peace, and yeah, see where that goes. You know, it starts with identifying it and knowing and seeing that it's something that I don't want. So yeah, maybe more to come on this. I'm not sure. Those are my thoughts for today. Hopefully it's helpful. If you're interested in being more kind to yourself, I have a free 7-day guide of softening your inner critic. It's in the download. You can find the link anywhere in the show notes description. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. I'll see you on another episode real soon. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.